2020, there was a joint session of Congress deciding what to do with electoral votes because Ted Cruz wanted Congress to pause for 10 days because they had a mountain of evidence that there was some fraud going on. But members of Congress refused to support Ted Cruz. Only about 147 supported him. And so my brother called me on the phone and said, hey, I think there should be a lawsuit against these members of Congress and others for not allowing a 10-day pause for an investigation. And he says, and I have an idea that how we could pursue a lawsuit. And I said, what is it? And he says, well, we'd file a lawsuit and you could be the plaintiff. Well, I immediately said, yes, I'll be happy to be the plaintiff. Well, that turned into a federal lawsuit that was actually not dismissed at first, but it was actually unfiled by the Federal Court of Utah. So we took the Federal Court of Utah to court, and we got them, after a lot of fighting, we got them to reverse their decision and allow a lawsuit that's not even according to their rules supposed to be allowed in federal court. Is supposed to be in a special claims court, and after you get permission from the federal government to go to the claims court. So we made some history there, and it ended up at the Supreme Court. Okay, it was denied a hearing at the Supreme Court, and right now the appeal to the Supreme Court, which is a unique appeal as a Rule 11, there are a lot of rumors floating around right now saying that it's been executed, or it's going to be executed, it's going to be, things are going to happen with it. But I just wanted to tell you from me and from the knowledge I have that there's timing. Everything happens to happen at the right time and place. And we have not had a Supreme Court that's really been whole. And until we do have a Supreme Court that is whole, Ted Cruz is set up to be the next appointed justice, Supreme Court justice, when there is a vacancy. But something has happened with the Solicitor General, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit. The United States Solicitor General takes over as the defendant's attorney in a case that's appealed to the Supreme Court of the United States. And the Solicitor General that was handling the defendants in my case was a Biden-appointed far-left liberal. Now, with President Trump just several weeks ago appointed and got confirmed, his number one Supreme Court attorney, Dean John Sauer. Now, why is that important? Why is that relevant? Well, he becomes the defendant's counsel, the attorney for the 387 defendants. He has a lot of power and a lot of influence to get a conference, another conference. I've had one. I'm entitled to at least two. I've only had one, denied twice, a second one without a conference. But he has an amazing amount of power to get a conference and push this to a hearing. And now that Trump has supported my case twice, he did that back in 2023 in August, and a couple days later, that's when it was denied without a conference. So now that it's in the court, you could say that the new U.S. Solicitor General, Dean John Sauer, has this incredible position where he can do something with it at the right time. President Trump has said 2020 is not over, so this can be an incredible, exciting tool. I don't know how they're going to use it, but it could be used, can be used at the right time and place. So Dean John Sauer, the new U.S. Solicitor General, has a tremendous amount of power. The U.S. Solicitor General is considered to be the 10th Supreme Court Justice. He has a lot of power, a lot of influence, and President Trump, and he, I know, support this case. So it's in their power at the right time to do the right thing. So that's the best update I can give you at this time. Thanks, everyone, for your great support.